I'm your rich uncle. I want to see my family win. Follow my advice, and you'll be the rich uncle in your family.
What if being broke isn't your biggest problem, but the way you think is? Most people believe investing starts with money, but real investors know it starts with mindset. Even with zero cash, you can learn to spot opportunities, think long-term, and make smarter decisions than people with full bank accounts. In the next 30 seconds, you'll discover how to train your brain to think like an investor, so when money finally comes, you're already ahead of the game. Today we will talk about how to think like an investor, even if you're broke. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Investing starts in the mind, not the wallet. Most people think investing is something you do only when you have extra money. That belief alone keeps millions stuck in the same financial position for years. The truth is, investing is less about how much money you have and more about how you think. You can be completely broke and still develop the mindset of a successful investor. In fact, many wealthy individuals started with nothing but built their fortunes because they learned to think differently. This article will break down exactly how to think like an investor, even if your bank account says otherwise. Shift from consumer thinking to investor thinking. The first and most important shift is moving from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. A consumer focuses on spending money for instant gratification, buying things that lose value over time. An investor, on the other hand, focuses on using money or to create more value in the future. Even if you don't have money, you still make decisions every day about time, energy, and attention. Start asking yourself, will this choice grow my future or just entertain me now? This single question can begin to rewire your thinking. Understand the concept of assets versus liabilities. Investors see the world in terms of assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket or has the potential to grow in value. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Even without money, you can begin identifying these in your life. For example, learning a high-income skill is an asset. Spending hours scrolling social media without purpose is a liability. Training your brain to categorize everything this way builds financial awareness that most people never develop. Focus on learning before earning. When you're broke, your biggest investment isn't money, it's knowledge. Successful investors are constantly learning about markets, trends, psychology, and opportunities. You have access to free information online, books, videos, podcasts, and courses. Instead of saying, "I can't invest," start saying, "I'm preparing to invest." Learn about stocks, businesses, real estate, and digital assets. The more you understand, the more confident and prepared you will be when you do have money. Think long-term, not short-term. One major difference between average people and investors is time perspective. Most people think about today, this week, or this month. Investors think in years and decades. Even if you're broke today, your future can look completely different if you make long-term decisions now. For example, spending time building a skill or side hustle may not pay immediately, but it can create massive opportunities later. Train yourself to delay gratification and focus on future rewards. Learn to see opportunities everywhere. Investors are opportunity seekers. They don't wait for perfect conditions, they look for potential in everyday situations. Even without money, you can start identifying problems around you and thinking of solutions. Every successful business started as a solution to a problem. When you begin noticing inefficiencies, gaps, or needs in your environment, you're already thinking like an investor. Opportunity recognition is a skill, and it improves with practice. Develop risk awareness, not fear. Many people avoid investing because they fear losing money. Investors don't avoid risk, they understand it. There's a big difference. Being broke doesn't mean you should avoid all risks, it means you should take smart, calculated risks. For example, investing time into learning a skill carries low financial risk but high potential return. Start analyzing decisions by asking, what's the downside? What's the upside? Is it worth it? This habit builds confidence and decision-making ability. Master emotional control. Investing is as much about psychology as it is about money. Fear, greed, impatience, and doubt destroy more opportunities than lack of funds ever will. If you can control your emotions now, you'll have a massive advantage later. Practice discipline in small ways. Saving a little money, sticking to a plan, avoiding impulsive decisions. Emotional control is what separates successful investors from those who fail. Build a habit of saving, no matter how small. Even if you're broke, try to save something, no matter how small. It could be a few coins or a tiny percentage of any income you receive. The goal isn't the amount, it's the habit. Saving builds discipline and prepares you mentally for managing larger amounts in the future. Many people who suddenly get money lose it quickly because they never developed this habit. Surround yourself with the right influence. Your environment shapes your thinking. If you're surrounded by people who only focus on spending and short-term pleasure, it becomes harder to think like an investor. Start following people, content, and communities that focus on growth, finance, and self-improvement. Even if you can't change your physical environment, you can change your digital one. What you consume daily affects how you think. Take action with what you have. Thinking like an investor doesn't mean waiting forever until you have money. It means taking action with whatever you currently have. That could be time, skills, or creativity. Start a small side hustle, learn freelancing, or offer services online. These actions not only bring income but also teach valuable lessons about value creation, problem solving, and persistence. Learn the power of patience and consistency. Investing is not about quick wins, it's about consistent progress over time. Many people quit because they don't see immediate results, but investors understand that growth takes time. Whether it's building a skill, saving money, or starting a business, consistency is what creates success. Even small efforts repeated daily can lead to massive results in the long run. Your wealth journey starts before your first dollar. Thinking like an investor has nothing to do with how much money you currently have. It's about how you see the world. If you wait until you're rich to start thinking like an investor, you've already lost valuable time. The real shift happens when you start treating your time, energy, and decisions as investments. Even if you are broke today, you are not empty-handed. You have something far more powerful than money: the ability to learn, adapt, and build discipline. Every smart choice you make now, every skill you learn, every impulsive expense you avoid, every opportunity you notice, compounds into your future financial success. The truth is simple. Investors are not born, they are built. And they are built in moments when no one is watching, when there is no money involved yet. But the mindset is already being shaped. If you start thinking like an investor today, you are not waiting for wealth, you are actively creating the version of yourself that attracts and manages it. So don't measure your progress by your bank balance, measure it by your thinking. Because once your mind becomes that of an investor, money is no longer something you chase, it becomes something you understand, control, and grow.
Right, my future millionaires. That's a wrap for today. If you got some value from this, don't just sit on it, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more money-making secrets. Turn on those notifications because wealth waits for no one. Stay smart. Stay hungry. And I'll see you in the next one. Let's get rich.